Hey, what is up, guys? This is Bo, or Carl Hungus712. Today I'm bringing you some classic Black Ops 1 gameplay here on the jungle. The map I cannot fucking stand. This is the worst map ever in any Call of Duty, in my opinion anyways. I hate this fucking map, but I end up doing really good. I end up dropping 3 VSATs, or Blackbirds, or what is it, SR-71s. So the gameplay's really good. I'm using the old Commando, one of my favorite guns. I've got a suppressor on it, and I can't remember, is this a reflex sight? I think it is. It's basically the same thing as a red dot, just round instead of kind of that squarish shape. So, like I said, I think you guys are really going to enjoy the gameplay. I love going back and playing these old Call of Duties. Black Ops 1 was such a fun game to play. The map designs, for the most part, except for the jungle, were really good. I think the gunplay in this game took a lot of skill, too, because there's a lot of recoil on these guns compared to the Call of Duties now, where pretty much every gun's a laser beam, so... But, actually, like I said, sorry guys, I haven't been uploading quite as many commentaries lately. I've just been live streaming a lot, and thank you for all you guys who've subscribed to my channel and have been with me through all my live streams lately. I really appreciate that. I'm going to try to live stream every night, but I've just been real busy doing that, so that's why I haven't had a lot of commentaries lately. I've been trying to do the Rainbow Six beta gameplay, but I haven't gotten the code yet for it. I typed the code in, but they haven't sent it to me in an email, so I was kind of hoping to bring you guys some gameplay for that, because I'm really looking forward to that game. I think that's going to be a lot of fun this December, but we'll see. But what I wanted to talk to you guys today about was an article I read on, it was like an esports report or something like that. It was I'd say about 2 months ago, so I'm kind of late getting it to you guys, but I always check out the COD competitive Reddit site. I'm always on there. I occasionally post on there once in a while, not all the time, but I occasionally post on there. And they had a pretty interesting article somebody was talking about on the COD competitive Reddit site here a couple months ago. And it was basically the Black Ops 2 effect is what it was called. And I'll just kind of summarize it for you guys. You can definitely look it up on your cell phones, on Google, on your laptops, whatever. But it's basically, that's what it was called, if I remember correctly. It was the Black Ops 2 effect or the Call of Duty effect, one of the two. And it was basically discussing kind of the downfall of Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. Now, I don't think it's as big of a downfall as a lot of people say it is. I think there has been a little bit of a downfall in Call of Duty since then, because I think Black Ops 2 was just such a good Call of Duty. It was such a well-balanced game, and from public matches to competitive, I think it was just, like I said, that's the thing that impressed me most with Black Ops 2, and why I like that game so much is because of the balance in the game, with the guns, the maps, the game modes were so fun. But basically in the report, if you end up reading it, or the article, I really shouldn't call it a report, it's an article, but if you end up reading the article, basically what the author's getting at is that after Black Ops 2, we had Ghost. What a lot of people complain about with Black Ops 2, a lot of people complain about 3-lane maps. I don't complain about that. I love 3-lane maps. You don't have to worry about 13 different ways you can be flanked. You can basically really control the maps. But, you know, when Ghost came out, we had bigger maps. We had a lot of lanes and stuff like that. We had a few 3-lane maps on that game for the most part, kind of like with Sovereign was a little bit of a 3-lane map, and Warhawk. So there was a couple of maps on there that were kind of 3-lane in general, but basically what they were getting at was definitely on the competitive side. This was more on the competitive side, obviously being an esports article. But basically, instead of having hardpoint, we had blitz. We didn't have, well, I shouldn't say instead of hardpoint we had blitz. Instead of capture the flag, we had blitz. Instead of hardpoint, we had domination, and of course we had search and destroy. And, you know, with the map design being kind of, you know, straying away from the 3-lane maps, and with Blitz and what a lot of the competitive players say, domination's not quite as competitive, or Blitz isn't quite as competitive. I actually really enjoyed Blitz. I didn't enjoy it as much as Capture the Flag, but I did enjoy Blitz, and I thought it was kind of a fun game to watch. There was a lot of sneaky caps. But, of course, the problem you had with Blitz was you had a lack of gunfights, which, of course, for a lot of people that takes away from the competitiveness. But, of course, I think map positioning sometimes is even more competitive than just outright winning gunfights. But, of course, that's just my opinion coming from the competitive side of myself. I think that adds more realism to the game. But of course, you know, a lot of people didn't care for Blitz. And then of course with Domination, Domination's a much slower game than Hardpoint, which I kind of prefer. I do love Hardpoint in the Black Ops series. I didn't care for it on Advanced Warfare, but for the most part, people would agree with me on saying that Hardpoint wasn't quite as competitive as Domination, even though I do really love Domination, and as you can see, that's usually what Junior and I play when we're on every night. And what the author was getting at was, with all these changes made, and then of course with changes in guns and map design and, you know, the exo abilities and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, basically it's taken a lot away from what we had with Black Ops 2, which was a very balanced, very, very competitive game. And that's why we've kind of seen a downfall a little bit. It just, you know, even from my perspective, you know, basically I kind of got into competitive Call of Duty after Black Ops 2 had been over with and done. So I basically jumped into the competitive scene under Ghost. But when I went back and watched a lot of the old series with Freak Impact and Complexity and those teams, I mean, some of those maps and game modes and competitive games were just unfucking believable in Black Ops 2. I mean, the competition in that game was ridiculous. Like I said, with all the balancing factors, with the gameplay, with the map designs and everything, you know, basically when we got Black Ops 2, we pretty much got a top-notch Call of Duty game. Now, Black Ops 2 was not perfect by any means. You know, I'm not getting at that at all. But it was such a well-balanced game. And basically after that, we ended up getting Ghost, where you had, you know, basically guns with no recoil like the Vector and the MTAR that just demolished you from long range. Basically eliminated the role for an assault rifle. And then you had the Vector that pretty much killed you across the map. It was a submachine gun. So, you know, do you want to snipe? Nah, just throw the Vector on. Do you want to run an AR on this map? Nah, we'll just throw the Vector on. So we had those problems with Ghost. Then we go to Advanced Warfare, where basically map positioning, you don't need to position yourself on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Just jump and dash all over the place. And then, of course, you've got one weapon to start the game that basically does everything for you. So we have the Vector Part 2 with the Bell 27. Then that gets nerfed a bit. And then we get the ASM-1 that's overpowered for a while. And then that finally gets nerfed. But still, basically, those are the only two guns you see in that game. And, you know, when you have a lack of weaponry, I think that also hurts the competitive scene as well. So the reason I wanted to bring up this article is because basically I wanted to see what you guys thought about this. Do you agree with kind of what this guy was saying, that, you know, basically after Black Ops 2, you know, we've basically been seeing kind of a dying of Call of Duty from the competitive scene, and this was more of a competitive video here. So for my public match players, you know, just bear with me. I'm just giving you a little info on the competitive scene since I play that quite a bit. But I just kind of wanted to know what you guys think. Do you think Black Ops 2 was the epitome of competitive gaming? You know, that's the gold standard, because I personally believe that's what the gold standard was when it came to Black Ops 2. Now, I think we're going to get quite the competitive scene with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, but we'll see. But like I said, I just wanted to bring you guys a quick informational video here on some esports and some great gameplay here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you next video, and bow out.